The active herd bolus concept came from a very simple idea, which is, could we find a way to measure the internal temperature of cattle without having to bother them or disturb them or put them through a crush to measure it? It was an idea which originated at the request of Eric Reid. Devonish had worked with Eric on many projects over many years, and we also found a natural partner in Countryside Services, whose business is in identification of cattle. Animals which are incubating a disease or in the early stages of it will typically run a temperature. They'll run that temperature long before they show any overt signs of sickness. So this is a really good early warning systems for animals which are in the early stages of an infectious process, and it allows action to be taken promptly before there is any detrimental effects on the animal's health.
On this farm we fatten about 500 cattle a year, and if you just take 0.1 of an extra live weight gain per day, 50 kilos per day, at approximately £2 per kilo is £100 a day, at £700 a week, or £35,000 a year. So you imagine an animal that's not performing, so these figures are very dramatic.
In essence, the technology is very simple. We have a device which transmits the temperature of the animal from a bolus which resides in its rumen. It passes the information to a receiver which is situated adjacent to where the cattle are housed or grazing. That in turn passes through a cloud-based system into a program which analyses the data, corrects it for any anomalies such as the animal having had a recent drink of cold water, and presents the information in a usable form to the farmer, either on his computer screen or on his smartphone.
Rather than look through 100 cattle or 1,000 cattle, this has what we call a herd alert, and that will bring up exactly what animal needs attention, and that will allow the farmer to go directly to that particular animal. Well, what the screen will let you see, the daily temperature recorded every hour, and you can trace that right back for the total life of that bolus. There's a section within the screen that you can actually record what treatment you've used, whether it's a low-cost antibiotic or a vitamin, the processor or the retailer. They can see then the full record of that calf's life. The average life of an animal in Northern Ireland is roughly about just short of 29 months to reach the carcass weight that the factories require for their customers. By looking at our temperatures, looking at the nutritional and the veterinary sections of animal productions, we have now got the life of that animal to reach the same carcass weight in almost half the time. I believe it is a major benefit from factories who are selling directly to the retail trade, because they will really have a full traceability system. If we are to compete in the world markets, we have to get our costs down and our performance up.
For more info, log on to www.fghagro.com and be a part of the FGH world.